Hello again. So today I'm going to be doing a quick review of the Gruntz 15mm Rulebook. Now I will say this is going to be a review of the physical or the book rulebook itself, not a review of the rules. I'm planning on doing one of those in a separate video. I've been following Gruntz for quite a while now actually, but finally took the dive at Salute this year and picked up a copy of the hard copy of the rules there. They actually came with a CD as well if you bought them at Salute. It was a special they had on, so you actually got a PDF copy and a copy of the Barracks application as well with the rulebook, which was quite nice. So yeah, for those that don't know, Gruntz is a 15mm rule set, and it's built to be as generic as possible in model wise. So you can use pretty much any models you want 15mm wise. It's predominantly based around sci-fi miniatures, but I don't think you'd have any problem with using it for World War II. I've even seen pictures of people doing World War I fights and armies using these rules. And yeah, I've been following it for a while. Decided to take the plunge and pick a copy up. So as you can see, it illustrates on the cover that you can use lots of different miniatures. Really nice cover art actually, really nice cover art. Never really looked at it properly before, but yeah. So it's meant to be agnostic. They've had kind of, it looks like, support from people like Ground Zero Games, Critical Mass, Coruscant, in terms of lending images and things like that. But it's pretty generic. So the rulebook itself it's a softcover rulebook. As you can see here, it's quite a meaty piece of kit. We've got 136 is the last numbered page in the book. There's a couple of blank pages afterwards, but all in all it's a very nice book. Everything is laid out amazingly because this is done by one guy, or predominantly by one guy, Robin Fitton, and yeah, for him to take this on by himself and produce something of this quality is absolutely amazing. For instance, you've got lots and lots of pictures, full colour throughout. The graphs and the way everything is laid out is really helpful. I've never seen something like this in a rulebook before, where you get an actual flowchart of how a phase will be done. So you've got your initiatives, your initiate turn sequence there, even for building armies, right there, through to the initiative roll. So yeah, layout wise this is absolutely a phenomenal book. The rules are very easy to follow, exceedingly well written. Artwork once again is phenomenal. It's even got some original artwork in here, which is very nice. Charts, everything. Rules wise, you're only looking at, where is it? Here we go. Oh, trust me. You've only got, 40 pages of rules, which isn't bad. So the first 40 pages are your rules, out of the 136. After that, you've got your unit builders. So the way Gruntz works is that there are unit builders for each type of unit in the game. So you've got infantry, or known as grunts in Gruntz. Your commander, grunt specialists, which are things like medics, engineers, specialist weapon teams, like heavy gun specialists, etc. Vehicles, tanks, super heavy tanks, mecha, monsters, ground support vehicles, air support vehicles, super heavy. The list goes on and on and on. And that goes up to, then you've got your list of weapons and mods and perks, which goes up to page 90. So you've got a good chunk of the book is army building. Then you've got your scenarios. Scenarios are pretty, it's pretty generic scenario wise. So standard fare, you've got an all against all, you've got capture the objectives, that kind of thing. There was one interesting one after reading this, I thought was He Who Laughs Last. That was it. If you get this book, check that scenario out. It's rather cool. And then you've got a whole page on the back on the Heliopause Background, which is the official background for the game, in case you want to base your army around an official background, which I've had a read through and is once again quite well written. And yeah, I mean, I've got a few qualms with it. There are sections of the rulebook which contradict each other, especially in terms of there's you can have squad attachments. So say you've got a 6-man grunt squad, obviously anyone with a heavy weapon or a special weapon in that squad would be classed as a squad attachment, and the rules are a bit iffy on that. There's a whole section on building a squad attachment. It looks like in version 1 a squad attachment would actually be added to your grunt squad. So you'd have your 6-man grunt squad, and then you would have you would add the squad attachments onto it. So say you had an all 6-man unit of soldiers with machine guns, you could get a guy with a heavy machine gun as a squad attachment who'd make the unit numbers up to 7. And that was version 1 of Grunt. What they've done now, version 1.1, is actually it works differently in that the squad attachment replaces one of the 6 men in your standard Grunt squad. But it's not outlined very, very well in the rulebook, unfortunately. There's a few little niggles like that, mostly proofreading issues, but like I said, this is done by an extremely small team of people, if not one guy, and for that it's absolutely incredible. I've bought rulebooks that have been twice the cost of this, which have been, you know, black and white sheets of paper, no pictures, no charts, nothing, just hardcore death reading. But this is really, really quite nice. When it comes to building a unit, it looks daunting when you first look at it. I mean, this is a tank builder, these 2 pages here, but it literally is a case of select your hull size, select your mobility, determine your base speed, and each one's got how many points it's going to cost you for each type. That's it, add it all up together, make sure you're abiding by the rules, and off you go. And there's, like I said, this came with a CD with the barracks application on it, which is actually a digital version of the unit builders. And there's also a very, very good website done by a guy called Gruntz 15mm, which is a web-based unit builder, which produces little cards like these here, which every unit gets these cards, and it's how you track your damage and your stats, etc. Yeah, but in terms of book quality, sorry, I'm going a bit too far into the rules there. In terms of book quality, it's nice. I've not bought a rulebook this nice for quite some time. It's well bound. Usually you get these soft covers and they're really dodgily bound on the spine, but no, this one's actually quite nice. You can see it's got some nice thick glue there, so it's not going to fall apart after leafing through after 3 or 4 games. Yeah, it's good stuff. I believe the website is www.Gruntz 15mm, 15mm that is, .net, sorry. I'll check that out, and if I'm wrong, I'll put an annotation, or I'll put the proper link in the description. I suggest you go and, if you're into your 15mm, I suggest you go and check the book out. If you just like, you know, buying rulebooks for the sake of buying rulebooks, this is definitely one to have. If you like buying rulebooks for the sake of good rules, then this is also a very, very good one to have. But I will go into that more on a different video. So, yep, this is Gruntz 15mm. Pick it up, check it out, see what you think. Cheers, Craig out.